Greetings, piano fans. This is Tony from pianotone.ca. Just wanted to make a quick video about how I built my own custom piano table. Let's check it out. So this is the stand right after I finished building it. It cost me about $250 Canadian to put together. Half of that was the stain. More on that later. Only took a few days, and believe me, I'm not a handy guy. So I have an Alesis Recital Pro digital piano, and while I do love the piano, I was pretty frustrated after buying it to find out that there's no custom wooden stand for it. I knew I needed one because with the fully weighted keys it was far too wobbly on my fold-up X-Brace stand. I searched high and low on the internet for anything that might work, and no luck. Because of my lack of ability in woodwork, I tended to shrug off all the make-your-own stand videos and was actually pretty close to buying a pre-made stand for a Yamaha for about $150 and trying to make that work. But when I looked at it a little more closely, I thought, that's 3 pieces of wood. How hard can this be? So that's when I decided to try to make my own. So after consulting some friends that actually know what they're doing, the consistent recommendation was to go to Home Depot and buy some type of pre-sanded shelving. And I found some pre-sanded 3/4 inch pine shelving. This stuff's great. It comes in various sizes and it's pretty cheap. All the wood for this stand costing me about $80. And the best part is that they'll cut it for you. They don't do any of the fancy angles, just length and width. And while you can stain it or paint it, you don't have to. So my original plans were pretty basic. It was just the 2 side panels and a back brace panel and then a top. But then as I got further in, I thought I should up the game a little bit and add a hutch so I'd have a place for a music stand, iPad, glasses of wine, all of that. So I came up with the following design that you see. The one thing that was not indicated in this set of plans is the height of the back brace off the floor. I do talk about this in the upcoming video taken during construction, but I took the height of my sustain pedal into account so I could Velcro it to the back brace to try and keep it from sliding around so much on my hardwood floor. So after measuring the piano carefully, I was able to get away with only 3 pieces of pine for under $100 to build this whole thing. Got those 3 pieces, got Home Depot to do the basic cutting for me. Now you notice the sides have a nice angled cut going down from the hutch. Home Depot wasn't able to do that, but my handy coworker friend with the fancy tools did it for a free lunch. So if I didn't have access to that, I may have tried to do it myself with a handsaw, or I might have just left it as a bit of a square, boxier look. So here are the pieces after being cut. Most of my furniture at home is a light oak color, so I decided to stain these to match. Looks great after the fact, but I ended up spending way too much in stain. I didn't buy enough at first, then I bought the kind that needed varathane after, and I ended up spending another $100 in stain and varathane. I don't know enough about stain to talk more about this, but please research this topic ahead of time if you don't know what you're talking about already, so you don't make the same mistakes I did. You can probably go and buy a stain that doesn't require varathane, and you can buy it in a much larger quantity to make sure you have enough, and you'll probably save yourself a ton of money. So all that being said, though, the pine doesn't need stain or paint unless you want it, but I am happy with how it turned out. Hey, just about time to start the final assembly. I got to do a lot of measuring and stuff first, but I thought I'd take a quick video of the pieces and talk about them a little bit before I start. That's one of the side pieces. The narrower long piece is going to be the back brace. Then the wider long piece is the shelf that the keyboard is going to sit on. And then that skinny piece is going to be the top of the hutch. And then I'm just starting to measure out where the back brace is going to go, which I'm putting on first. So that skinny hutch is going to rest on top of this part and that part. So as I'm measuring out for where the back brace is going to go, I wanted it to be 1 inch off of the bottom, because that way my pedal is going to be, I can be able to attach it to the back brace with some Velcro. Okay, so I have the back brace on now. I'm about to put it on the floor and see if I got it level. I hope I did. But I think we're going to be good. I think I got it pretty level. Going to put the little hutch piece on now and take a look at how that lines up. I'm just actually going to go grab that. Sorry for the jiggly video. looking not too bad. Just the hutch and then the shelf. Okay, so I've attached the hutch. Got just a couple of screws going straight down into the sides on each end. And looks like it was cut reasonably accurately. Looks reasonably flush. Next up is going to be the shelf. So I had brought some smaller brackets as well, and I wasn't sure if I was going to bother using them on the hutch, but I thought, why not? I've got them, so added that in as well as the screws that are going in from the top, just for a little bit of extra strength. And after much measuring, and one little mistake, which I'm going to need some wood filler for, got the brackets for the piano shelf installed, and my mistake was right there. Not paying attention to my measurements. Measure twice, everybody. So I'm literally putting in the last 4 screws. Drill runs out of juice, but guess what? Extra battery. Almost done. Just going to apply these little felt feet guys to the bottom. And there she is. So there's the piano table the way that sits in my living room today. Some things I've added include a music stand. I was originally planning on trying to fashion something out of wood, but instead I just took the metal stand that came with my Elisa's piano, slides into a couple of holes into the back of the piano, and pulled that out and drilled the equivalent holes in the hutch, and it works really well. It's got a little ledge that holds my iPad nicely, and I can also put sheet music on it. And I also added a disc that bolts right into the top of the hutch, that holds any type of microphone apparatus, so you can screw in a gooseneck like I've done there, or any other type of mic stand. That works really, really well. I also mounted a power bar on the inside of one of the sides of the piano desk just to clean up the wiring a little bit. And I was originally planning on velcroing the pedal to the back of the back brace, but as it turns out, it actually jams in there quite nicely, and doesn't really slide around too much anymore, so also gives me the advantage of easily being able to move it left or right if I happen to be spending a lot of time on one end of the piano or the other. So there you have it. Thanks a bunch for watching, and please check out some of the other stuff on pianotone.ca and my YouTube channel for piano-centric stuff. Have a great day and take care.